You're listening to Conversations Ignite.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I'm joined by James Gebhardt. He is the founder and CEO of MyArkit. How are you doing today, James?
I'm doing great. Not any problems with the snow.
yeah. Last week, a little interesting up here in Georgia. So why don't you tell me a little bit about MyArkit?
MyArkit, we came up with the idea a number of years ago because I sat my dad down at about 97 and did a little video of him. We did a little road trip back to Iowa with the kids and sat him down out in front of his little log cabin area there. And I thought I'll just get some information from when he was a kid. And, about how much a gallon of milk was, what he did, what he was paperboard for a million years. He was drafted into the Korean Army. All this stuff was great. And then I did a DVD. And then a couple years later after that, he passed away. And then as time goes by, where's the DVD? You got to burn another one. What computer was that on? What operating system was that on? And then now we're totally into the 2000s, into more of a modern age where everything we do is digital. From cradle to grave is digital. We really don't have photo albums anymore. Everything is on our phone or up in the cloud somewhere. So we came up with the idea where we need to have some way of preserving your digital memories. And that's why we came up also with I kind of stealing the moniker, I should say, of digital dementia, to where we start forgetting our digital past and our digital memories because it'll be in a phone we lose. It'll be in a computer that locks up and dies, or it'll be, if you try to hand something down, it just gets erased. So we came up with the idea of myarkit.com, where people can go there and actually have a place where they can put their best digital memories, put a story to the memories, put an audio story to the memories, or little short videos. Share it with family members, whoever they want to. It can be private, it can be public. And so far, we're doing good. We want more people to show up.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. So what makes it different than some of the other platforms that are out there today, or just like a general cloud-based storage place that you can find anywhere online?
I started looking into that. And I'm sitting there going, well, what could a person do with that? And I started looking up most of the cloud places or storage places like that. A lot of them will sit there and say, oh, we'll give you 20 gigabytes, whatever, 10 gigabytes, 5 gigabytes, free storage, which is a good deal. The thing that hampers it mostly is being able to share it with one person to another person to another person, family members mostly. It's not that easy. Another thing is if somebody doesn't touch it the big thing is somebody doesn't touch it for a while, like Apple might be able to, after 90 days, if you haven't really gotten in there and done anything, they might not think you're even around. So they might hit the delete button. And I purposely got one, I think, with Microsoft one time. And I didn't touch it for, I think it was 90 days, maybe 6 months. And they sent me a little thing and says, you're deleted. So most of the cloud-based stuff out there, they will delete you if you don't touch it. So what we do, we try to, we work with Amazon Web Services right now to where your memories go into their storage unit. We pay for it. And then as grows bigger and bigger and bigger, we're also going to shoot off to Iron Mountain storage unit or data allocation, which is what the banks use. The Fortune 1000 companies, about 95% of them use Iron Mountain. So basically, the money that is paid to use MyArkit is just a return on that investment. It just pays for the data storage for forever and ever and ever, because we're a C corporation. So we have it all structured to work into perpetuity. So after generation after generation after generation, it's still going to be there. Instead of one day clicking on it and going, uh-oh, it's gone. We want to try to make it permanent.
Ah, that's cool. So there's no time restrictions on it. It's all there forever.
Exactly. That's the big thing about the clouds, because they in the fine print, and it's just like I've told people before, and they go, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah, read the fine print. They have the right to go click. Any of them have the right to go click."
Ah, that's very cool. So your memories are always stored. Interesting. So what kind of challenges have you faced by kind of setting this up?
Oh, the biggest challenge is, well, technically, I don't do the technical stuff. I have my IT guys do that. First was just finding somebody good enough to do the technical part of it, the setting it up, and I found a good place out of Gig Harbor, Shameless Productions. They used to do some stuff with Disney, and so they were able to program things together for us. And then we launched it, and you get a good sense and interest in what we're doing. But our one of our biggest challenges is it's kind of like dating, to where somebody says, "Okay, I'll go out with you on a date," type of thing, But we want actually people to marry us the first time, even though we give you a 30-day free trial with no bank info. It's still kind of like going, "Okay, I'm going to give all my stuff to you forever," and it's like, yeah, kind of. So it's public perception, and we're kind of coming up against that, and we have ideas on how to get over that. And that's why this year is going to be a really good push towards getting in our investors lined up to where we can come over that hump, and then boom, we're clear sailing for at least 1,000 years.
At least I love that 1,000 years. Um, so what year did you actually start it?
Incorporated back in 2022, I do believe.
Okay, so you've been around for a couple years now.
Yeah, even before that, I actually had a mock little website put up, kind of getting some information out there to people. You kind of feel the waters. You feel the waters, and since we are a totally new industry and a new feel, and how social media, I kind of feel it's getting weaker and weaker to a certain extent, because people are starting to. You can even look on the percentages of distrust anything online, to where you go online and you get bombarded by all the advertising, and we can do this for you, we can do that for you. So we're kind of butting our heads up against that, because we're trying to make this as best as possible for people, and we got to get past those perceptions.
So you had mentioned you can, I guess, upload pictures and videos.
Correct. Yeah, you go. We call it Arkit. You don't hit upload. You hit the last button you hit is Arkit. So you Arkit, and that's a little take on Noah's Ark, to where we're archiving Arkit, and my nickname is Noah. So yeah, yeah. So there's definitely about 4 different ways you can put information in there. You can hit small little video, anything from 10 minutes down. A video. We don't want people thinking we're a YouTube channel. We're not. But short videos, most people can do a video and explain something in 10 minutes. We try to keep our what do you call that, wavelength or whatever capacity, within a certain realm, and not bundle everything up. And the next thing is a picture. We were very proud of what we do with that. Is you do a picture, you upload that, you put information to it, but then you can also click audio, and now you actually tell a story along with the picture. So your first car, your first house, your first kiss, anything like that, you might have a really good story instead of going, my first car. You can actually, I think I talked for 10 minutes about my first car. And then we have the Daily Scribe, where basically just go on there and either just type in some stuff or just audio, like an audio diary. So we have about 2 or 3 different ways of actually can put memories down.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And then you can archive it all to your computer and then either save it or upload it to wherever you'd like.
Right. The best thing you can do is, I always tell people, back up whatever you have. And then when it goes into MyArkit, you arc it, and then you choose if you want it to have it public or private. And then if it's private, if people want to see it, if they're also on MyArkit, they have to get your permission to see it. So it can be a very private thing, just between family members.
Oh, that's cool. So you can share it you can share it to other people also, not just keep it for yourself.
Oh yeah, because you want to share it, because someday, uh, we're gonna not be here anymore. So you want to be able to pass on those memories. And so we want to be able to, yeah. So we have that to where you have your account executor. You have somebody else is on MyArkit. You say like my wife, she's my account executor. To where if I pass away, she clicks on that. Everything that I have put in there is locked. It can't be deleted. people can add stuff to it if they want to, memories and stuff like that. It actually then becomes a memorial site.
Oh, what an interesting concept. That's really cool. I've never heard of anything like that before.
Yeah, we try. We have a lot of. Oh, this is just scratching the surfaces. I even have 2 or 3 other services you'd like to hear about it.
Are those other services combined with MyArkit?
It's on the same. Yes, I could say. I'll give you an example. Somebody's going to get, say, they're going to get married. We have a service called events. So it's an event. An event could be somebody getting married, going to college or high school, and basically you buy the event. It's the same amount of 10 gigabytes to start with. You can always add to it. And then basically you send out your invitations to everybody, and they have a little QR code, and they just click on it and they sign up to MyArkit. It doesn't cost the participants anything at all. Now everybody can participate in the event. So people can tell stories, everything before the wedding, after the wedding, great stories way back when Joe used to, date Mary, and Mary used to date Phil, and all these. So they have all these great stories. A lot of times people go to a wedding and it's fun, but the wedding album and stuff like that really misses the whole love story. And you can do the same thing with like going to college, where you usually have your own little cliques and stuff like that. So all your friends get together. Instead of doing a yearbook, you basically have your event. And you can have adding to that, and even after you've graduated, you might still keep adding to it because it's just your clique, your event for your people, your participants. And actually, every event is actually public.
So you had mentioned your father. That's one of the reasons why you started this. Were there any other reasons or any other reasons that you started MyArkit?
Oh, there's a couple stories that always stand out. When you're always trying to remember people, like back in the early '80s, my oldest daughter, which is she's really old now, but she was going to have an open heart transplant. Open heart surgery for a ventricular septal defect, a hole in her heart. And I remember we rented a video camera. We made a day in the life, and we were going to have that just in case something happened. But everything went smooth. She's had a great life. But it's one of those things where it's just like you wanted to have that backup. And I remember an older gentleman one time. I was working at a gas station back in the '80s as a mechanic, and there's this old guy, Frank. He's wheeling around his oxygen bottle. He's the cashier, and he's trying to make it to 70 so he can get his full Social Security retirement. And we started talking one day. He's a real nice guy, and I come to find out he was a B-17 pilot in World War II. It's little things like that where a lot of these memories are lost. Some of the stories and stuff he was telling me about flying over the D-Day area a day after they landed and things like that. It was just amazing stories. And then there was a lady one time that I told what we wanted to try to do, and she was kind of tearing up a little bit because she had lost her husband when her 2 daughters they had were pretty young. So really, they're going to grow up with actually not too many memories of their father, except what the mother tells them or some stories or pictures on the wall. It would have been cool if he would have had MyArkit for years and years and years and just put a lot of information in there, like, what he thought, what he felt, what this and that was. But we just don't do that. We have the capability of doing that.
Well, that's awesome. What a interesting journey to it. You don't ever think about all the memories that you lose until they're lost. So what a great way to keep them alive somehow.
Oh yeah, you want to keep. It's something you don't use every day, but just like the other day, I had been into it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks or something like that, or a month, and I clicked on it, and you just kind of go down memory lane. It's really easy, and I could be looking at my mom's stuff, my brother's stuff, some old pictures type thing, but it's there. The pictures are right there. The memories are right there. I don't have to search for them. It's not like you're on your phone or you got 10,000 different little things you're trying to look for.
Ah, that's cool. So you had kind of mentioned the concept of digital dementia. So how does MyArkit prevent that phenomenon and protect people's memories?
You protect our digital memories.
Yes, sorry, digital memories.
Yeah, that's what MyArkit does. We try to preserve their digital memories. So if the dementia of it is losing the memories, so that's why we're trying to do the backup with AWS, Amazon Web Services, and then we're going to back it up with a totally separate company, Iron Mountain, and then eventually, knock on wood, we're going to get what they call, I call it cold storage. They have machines out now where they have DVDs that are archival DVDs, to where you actually put the information on an archival DVD that cannot be erased or overwritten. So now you have a source right there of preserving memories that is already out of the box, is good for 100 years. So we try our best to leapfrog, and backup, so people can have those memories. People are into genealogy and stuff a lot, where they're trying to look up ancestors. But it's kind of funny where it's just like, don't forget to preserve yourself, what you're doing.
Yeah, that's cool. I would have never thought of anything like that. So it's a very neat concept. Obviously, I've seen places where you can, keep stuff, but the way that you do it sounds pretty neat, and some of the features that you have sound pretty cool, like pretty useful.
So we try to make it useful. We try to make it flexible enough. Like you can get a lifetime account, or you can get a memorial account, which is a lot smaller, or you can get an event. An event, like I have an event with the family that has the family photo albums on it. So all the participants are people within the family. So they don't have to go to my site or my wife's site. They can go to the event of the family photo album site. And that covers family photos back into the 1800s.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, not just one person has to have the family photo album. It is now shared with everybody.
So with the different kinds of accounts, can you actually have different kinds of accounts? You don't just have to have one different kind?
Oh yeah, you can have all different kinds. You can have, I'm the owner, but the lifetime account is basically, you want to have you. That's you. You can have an event account, so you can have an account with maybe your weddings on it. Then you can have participants, or like I said, your high school stuff, or a church, anything. Your VFW group or anything like that. An event, you're going out to Sturgis or something every year. That could be an event with friends. And then the one interesting, I thought of a new one the other day for an event was who's keeping the information. I think it was, who keeps the information. Just as an example, if you have an event and you have people participating in it, let's say when Trump was assassination attempt, what if all those people were on MyArkit and they were sending up those little bits and pieces of information, where they were, told a story about where they were, what they observed, things like that. Now that event is now saved, and now people can go to it and look at it, instead of relying on news organizations or other organizations that give you the little bits and pieces.
Wow. That's pretty
Kind of like a
neat.
historical event. Yeah, there's historical events all the time.
Yeah. What an interesting way to kind of keep that historical event. Wow. Um
Yeah,
I can see that you're thinking of new things all the time.
all the time. Oh yeah, that's what I do.
So how do you envision my art kit changing over the next couple years? How do you see it envision changes going on with it?
Oh gosh. Well, what we want to do is, we have the basic of MyArkit, which are our events and our basic services. And then basically from there, our help website is called Lifesaver U, to where you get into that, and that will help people out how to actually use the services, the best way to use the services. Also, you can actually click on Lifesaver, and you can actually get together with a Lifesaver person who actually will take a little class to become a Lifesaver and show people how to use it. A lot of people are very apprehensive about what we do. So imagine like you have a church group or a retirement group or something like that, to where you have one person take our little course, which is free. It's going to be free. We're going to have it basic quasi programmed right now. And they take that, they become a Lifesaver, and now they basically help all their friends in the retirement community actually put their life stories out there. And then from there, we're also going to have Art Cafe, which is going to be like a weekly kind of like online magazine type thing, to where people are putting their memories and things that they produced, let's say, into their MyArkit website, into what they did. But you also share over to Art Cafe. So we'll have our editors, or basically I call the librarian, will take the best of what people are sharing. It could be somebody that produced some music, some photography, some poetry. Maybe they wrote a book. All those things that kind of get lost over time, but then people can share that. And now we'll put it into a whole website that has nothing except for sharing people's what they've produced. Because these something as simple as recipes, and we're going to share what people have done. And then the last thing not the last thing we're going to do, but that also, everything is kind of combined over into what we call a principal investment group, where the money, let's say the profits and stuff like that, go to investing, and just the return on that investment pays for all the data storage for generations and generations. So that's why I see it going in the next year or two. And it'll just get bigger and bigger, because all you got to do is do a little tweak, and now we're into a different language. We can tweak it for a different culture. So hopefully it'll get real big and people have fun, saving their memories.
Right now, are you just in the United States or everywhere?
We're everywhere. Well, we're a .com, so we're everywhere. But we're basically, I've seen people have gone on the website where they've changed over into different languages. So that actually, the Chrome and being on the website, that's getting pretty good about being able to understand something in a different language. We might tweak it a little bit for different cultures. So it might be more, Asian or European or whatever, might be a little bit different than what we do maybe over here. But I got a map on my wall right now, and I got pins all over to where people have actually look at our website and look into what we're doing and stuff like that. And it is from all over the world. So people are kind of, excited about what we do. Yeah, Amazon Web Services and also Iron Mountain, if you ever look at their data centers, they are all over the world. So we're actually trying to follow them.
And I imagine by using those data servers, it's pretty darn secure.
Oh, well, Iron Mountain, like I said, 95% of the Fortune 1000 companies use Iron Mountain. Amazon Web Services ranked like number one. They have backup on top of backup, and so like I said, we try to back up, and we try to make everything secure as possible.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The last thing that you would ever want is for anybody to lose the memories that they've put on there.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we want to try to make it pretty secure. It'll be my memories too.
So you talked a lot about the importance of leaving legacies for future generations. What's some advice that you could give to people looking to start preserving memories today?
The biggest piece of advice is start getting the memories. Like we were going to take a trip down to visit my brother that lived down in Texas, Matagorda Bay, I think it was, and he passed away before we could get down there. So I don't even have a video of my brother. I have pictures with no stories, just the stories I can put to pictures. So one of those things but I was able to set my mother down and get her life story. And I was able to set my father down and get his life story. So that's the big thing right there. Sit your loved ones down and make it just so simple as even just holding your phone or just even talking to them. You don't have to have video, and just ask them some questions. If they have any, what questions to ask, go on to MyArkit into the help section, and there's some areas there where you can give you some ideas on what questions to ask. But just get those memories before you lose them. Because just this week, I had a great friend I used to work with on a construction site. He fell and he passed away. So, life is fleeting. Life, it looks creep up and, kick you in the butt.
Yeah, so it's really important to get the memories so that you can store them.
Yeah, get them now. Get them. You don't have to organize them. You don't have to do anything, but just start getting those memories. And if they even want to see what MyArkit does, it's a free 30-day free click on there and see what it's like. And after 30 days, it goes over to what they call a view only site, to where the person then can view other sites and stuff like that. They just can't add anything to the site.
Oh, interesting. So they can still see all the stuff they've put on it. They just can't add to it.
Right. It's like being a participant with the events thing. You're still a participant on viewing stuff, but you just can't add anything. You can't put anything on your own or to any other website.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a pretty cool feature because most places, after like a 30-day free trial, it just shuts off unless you start paying for it.
Now we figured we want people, family members and stuff, to be able to view a certain person's life account. Same thing with the participant thing, with like a wedding or something. We don't want somebody to have to buy something. You just sign up for it, click this, sign. Okay, now I go click, 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 do all your stuff, tell all the funny stories or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Arkham. There you go. But they still have their view only capability.
So, how do you go about loading all the files onto MyArkit? Is it desktop only or mobile?
It's all. There's no mobile app yet. We had a mobile app at one time, but the way they started, Apple was really quite irritating because they had one of their programs called what was called augmented reality kit, and it sounded like Arkit. So they would not let us do a mobile app. And we had our other one on the other program, Android. And I started looking at what we do is just like, if you're into a browser, we usually use Chrome because it's the biggest one out there that people use. And you click on, we call it the portal, or you go into MyArkit and you just click on log in. It's almost like you're using a mobile app anyway. So it's just like, why have a mobile app? Maybe if we get bigger, we'll do a mobile app. But most of the time, I like sitting at my desktop or a laptop, and I might have my folders off to the right side, and I'll start maybe segregating my information, all my memories, family, vacations, things like that. And then as I go through, I'll pick one, and then I'll bring up my lifetime account and I'll drag one over into it while I'm going to do an upload or an Arkit on a memory, and then you're organizing your stuff on your desktop. It's easier to do that way because literally people are going to have thousands of memories. So you figure out the best way to organize your memories. And I just like my different folders, and I can see which one's there. And then you do a memory, you can also tag it as being a red dot or something like that, saying I've already done that memory. But it's actually so simple. You just drag it over, boom, 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 a couple clicks, talk about it, Arkit.
So, what's the most surprising way that you've seen some people use MyArkit?
It's hard to say. A lot of people I don't even talk to. They get it very private. People buy it, and I don't even have no idea what they're using it for. I know they've done it for weddings, and I've done it for family photo albums, and I know other people have done it for family photo albums. And like I say, it's that one thing that happened with Trump. I was going, my gosh, all this stuff is floating around there. Why don't you just put it in one spot? It's kind of safe and out of everybody else's hands. It's out of the government's hands. It's out of the social media hands. It's out of the media's hands. So it's like, so uh, you can actually try to do with it. That's just it. We try to make it pliable enough to where you think of a good way to use it. Who knows? I always think of a good place like a person building a house. They can get an event where a contractor can build this multi-million-dollar house, and all the other contractors are putting their information in. This is behind this wall. This is how this was done. This is how this was done. And now that event, you can get a QR code, and you can stick it somewhere on that nice, gorgeous house you just built. And now whoever owns that house can come in and click on that QR code, and then has all that information on how that house was built.
What an interesting concept of how you've created this website. It's very awesome and unique. The more and more I talk to you about it, the more and more hundreds of millions of ways you could use it.
Oh yeah. You could put a QR code on somebody's gravestone. You could I see sometimes when people pass away, like on the side of a road or something, they'll have a cross. Well, maybe they can make a little QR code up there and stick that on there or something. And a little bit more memories you can get from somebody that's instead of just, oh, somebody died there, or, oh, your Aunt Matilda just died. What was she like? I don't know. She's got a picture on the wall. That's all, that's all we know about her.
So you obviously have a whole bunch of memories stored into your own MyArkit. Do you have some like what's your favorite memory that's stored in there?
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, there's so many of them there. You keep making new memories, and then the old memories start to get fuzzier. You have to go back and relive them and go, oh, what's that? I remember that one now. Favorite memories. Gosh, I don't know if I really have any favorite ones. I guess looking at some of the old. I mean, you always remember some of the best times, like in high school or when you were a kid, type of thing. It's always sometimes looking at those younger memories when it really feels like life was just starting. You kind of go way back when you're you know footloose and fancy free. But sometimes the old car you had that you fixed up or something was a great memory, or the road trip you took when I moved from Iowa to California for a couple of years. Cool memories like that. They're all good memories. I tell people, put in the good memories. If you have bad memories, you can put them in, but you really want to have a fun time reliving memories.
I like how you've turned it into more than just like a photo album. It's not just like a photo album on a website where you can keep all your photos. It's truly somewhere where you can share it, uh, live with it, have people really enjoy it, have your family enjoy it, your friends enjoy it. And some of the features that you've mentioned, they're very cool, and it makes it more than just a photo album.
Right? Yeah, we try to make it much more than a photo album. I had my father-in-law one time said, "Okay, how can I upload all my pictures?" And I go, "You do it one picture at a time. I want you to do one memory at a time." So you're just going to sit there. Some people think they're going to upload their whole phone uh, to the website. It doesn't work that way. We make you actually work at it. It's kind of like getting a new hobby. You get that one picture, you remember that one great story, tell about the story, tell it, and then arc it, go to the next one. Actually, when you first start doing it, it becomes a little bit addictive because you start going to the next one, then the next one, then the next one. And then you have to kind of sit back a little bit, okay, I got to stop for a while. I'll do some more tomorrow. It's fun to do. It's very fun to do. And there's also little things like mementos and things like that. Little things you'll pick up to where what does something mean to you? Well, what was this from? And somebody would have a great story about how I collected this or something like that. If you lose that story, it's just a piece of junk that's going to get thrown away. So we try to, and that's another thing. A person might have a thing where maybe it's family mementos. They'll pass down a little memento box to the next generation. Now, each one of those little things in there will have a story to it that you can actually go online and actually hear about it from the people that actually made the story.
I'm still impressed on the just different ways that you can use it. You may have said something about this earlier, but when you upload, say, like a photo, you said that you can put like voiceover about the memory. Can you add any music or any like subtitles or anything to it?
No subtitles. The If you're going to get that fancy, I would say probably try to produce it off of MyArkit and then just upload the actual MPEG um, onto MyArkit then. But basically, you can do audio. You can upload audio, which is basically just sound. So you could just put that as sound. We have more than one audio you can put on there. But if you're getting like even like in a small little video or something like that, I always tell people tweak it a little bit if you want to, add stuff to it, edit it, then arc it.
Do you think someday you may have some of those features?
Oh yeah, we're always looking for new features. What will this have? We'll have click on this. I'll have that. We want to have hopefully in the next year or two, we're going to have a genealogy to where you'll have family tree to where you can click on your family tree and click on this and it'll have facial recognition for the rest of this family photo album you might have in there. And it brings up all the instances of, cousin Fred, and all the memories there. So, little things like that. I want to do another feature called Time Tag, to where maybe you have like your little story of life or something like that. That all your grand ancestors, when they reach age 18 or 16 or something like that, will automatically come up on their MyArkit account, and they'll talk to you or they'll give the meaning of life. We call that time tag. You give somebody a message into the future.
Oh, very neat. Those are some cool ideas. I like both of them, but I do really like the family tree, the addition. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, I want to try to make it simple, very easy for the kids to understand too. Sometimes you get in the family tree, it gets into a lot of the times it's into the weeds type stuff. They really don't want to know, maybe where you were born, or this or that. Man, they want to know what kind of horse did you ride, what kind of hot rod did you soup up, type of thing. They want to know your voice, they want to know your mannerisms and things like that. And we're going to be able to do that.
What is your target group of people all ages?
All ages. Yeah. Imagine a newborn, a mother. You just had a baby. Okay. Now you got a lot of those memories going out there, but you basically buy an account for the baby, for the newborn. And now over the years, you're adding all that stuff to it. The memory, the birthday after birthday after birthday, the first walking, the first, you know, wrestling with the dog, all these memories. And now when they turn 18, it's like, here's your website, here's you. Now just add to it. And then at the same time, you can have it to where people at any age, let's say they're getting older, they can maybe just get um, an event with the rest of their other siblings within the family. I mean, they might be older too, and they just do an event where they all participate in this stuff. So they don't have to have an individual life account for each one. They can, mix and match.
Some very, very cool things that you've done so far. I can't wait to see where you take it to from here. It sounds like you've got some great ideas already in the works right now.
Yeah, in fact, I got to tell people I got to find that rich aunt with a checkbook, and then we got to take our leaps right now. We got to go up like this, and then we'll all the other little things we're having, perceptions and stuff like that on social media and stuff like that. We can do away with that then, and I could see really, really taking this to really good heights, because I really think people need to be able to remember. We just don't do that now. We just don't. I kind of got into this where we go to I still collect some vinyl records, and we go to an estate sale. And of course, a lot of times when you're in an estate sale, that's the last person living in the house. And when you go through there, a lot of times you'll see the pictures on the wall, and you have no idea what they are. And everybody else has no idea who they are. And it's like, does the family members even know who they are? But, it'll be a picture that's might be sold or just thrown away. And 1 or 2 generations from now, a lot of family photo albums and stuff like that are going to be lost because things are going to be moved, or they can have them stacked away and a wildfire comes by and burns everything up. And so you got to be very careful with your memories because they're fragile.
Yeah, and the best part about putting them onto like a cloud-based server is you don't have to worry like about a natural disaster like a fire, a flood, something like that.
Right, right. And Amazon Web Service is super about that. Uh, Iron Mountain, they actually have one of their bases is out of someplace in Kansas City area. It's actually underground storage area. It's massive, massive. They have train tracks going into the place. It's so huge. So you have very controlled atmosphere, everything down there. And that's where we want to basically try to put also one of our storage units down in there too, to where any natural disaster is not even going to touch it.
So you've mentioned some things that you're doing that you want to try to do with MyArkit. Are there any new projects or anything that you're working on that you want to share?
No, I've been really working really hard with trying to do the finding the investors, finding the right investors. A lot of times an investor will look for, give me the numbers. And we want to find the investor that actually, and I do this sometimes with MyArkit, to where people understand it and go, oh yeah. And other people kind of go, huh? And it's like, you have to look into the future. Where's this going to be in the future? We're going to have millions of people that are going to be using this, and we're going to be totally different than the other social media websites because people, you don't go onto it and make money. I mean, that's everybody's either got to be on social media trying to make money, or they're charging you. Well, they charge you to get onto it to advertise. We don't have MyArkit. The main your main websites of memorials, your events, your lifetime accounts. Those have no advertising. I'll never have advertising on those. The other sites like Art Cafe and getting into Lifesaver You, things like that, will have advertising stuff on those, but you might never see it. And that's how a lot of these companies will make their money is on advertising. We don't want to do that. And some other companies that actually have quasi what we do, they might say, come to us, we're free. And that gets into the weeds to where the only way they can actually make it free is if they have a lot of advertising. We want to make it to where it's so secure. The next month, we don't sell a single thing, but our business still grows because the PIG, the Principal Investment Group, is still growing, paying for the data storage. Yeah, we can see that in the future being very big and very, very, very secure.
I like the no advertising. I like how all your investors are spending on the long-term investment and not the advertising aspect of it. What a great way to actually run the website, because I know anytime I try to get into it, and it's not just free things. There's websites all over the place that whatever you're trying to do, even if you're paying for it, you're getting the pop-up advertising all the time. So hats off to you for no advertising.
No, I find it irritating. It's just I can go through one of my websites online because we got to be on the social media for presence, stuff like that. And I'll be flipping through it, and it's like 30 to 40% of what you're flipping through is advertising to try to sell you something. And they got to make a buck. We got to advertise some places too, but we want to try to make ourselves more known by public relations on what we've done. Like one of the things I want to try to do, one of the things I'm working on also is I'm trying to hook up with some of the retirement communities in the area and basically adopt a couple of them to where it'll be totally free to them, to where we go over there and help some of these people preserve their memories. And we'll do that for no charge at all. And we're going to try to adopt some of these places and adopt some of them across the country, maybe a certain amount of them. So, we're going to try to do as much as we can.
Do you have any idea right now about how many people are using MyArkit?
Oh, it's probably under 1,000. It could jump. We get past that perception of people liking what we're doing with it being anchored. I can see it jumping exponentially. Exponentially.
Exponentially.
Exponentially. There we go.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I can't wait in the future to see you have millions and millions of people using this website.
Oh yeah, because it's a C corporation, so basically it'll basically run itself, and we're not going to have we'll have such an anchor out there. And the big thing also is people are going to have the anchor of your family's going to use it, so your family's going to want to use it. So that's also another anchor we have in play. Instead of some of the social websites out there to where it's just like, I don't like this, I'm going to go over this website, and boom, you're over there in a second. And I've even had cousins and other good friends on some websites. Basically say, oh, I had my stuff hacked, and everything's gone. On our website, if somebody ever got into your website, you can only delete one thing at a time if they ever got into your website.
Do you get any kind of notification or anything if something's being deleted?
No, that's all private. Yeah, we couldn't even get into somebody's website unless we actually had their password.
Do the clients get any kind of notification?
I don't think so. Not for anything being deleted. I should try to delete something and see if something comes up. Because the other day something glitched on one of my uploads and I had to delete it. So I'm almost certain nothing comes up when something's deleted. It might be that's something I could look into. Delete notifications. I'm putting it down right now.
Awesome. I'm glad I could give you some input and maybe something useful for you.
Oh, like I said, I always like to think something good. Somebody gets on our website and say, "I wish you had that," and if it makes sense, boom, we'll program it in.
Is there any features, anything that you haven't talked about yet?
Oh gosh, features, all the different ways we can do things. Art Cafe, I'm really excited about just because I want people to really showcase what they've done to the public. Um, Events, memorial. Got me off guard here. We got so much going on sometimes. It's like, am I forgetting anything? Hi, guys. I hope not. I think I covered it. Hope, hope, hope. Video on demand. There's another one. Gosh, that one other thing I had there. Besides time tag, I want to have video on demand. So, like, somebody does pass away, you might have a couple other people, family members, do a video on demand for like Grandma V, to where now at her memorial, her website, let's say, or her lifetime account will basically be a memorial video. So you can do video on demand, but you can also use that for. We want to be able to use that for family gatherings, uh, school reunions, things like that. So video on demand can be used for different things like that. So so we're working on. That's another concept up here, rattling around.
That's a cool one. I like that. Um, a lot of my listeners know that my mother recently passed away, and we had memories and stuff. We put together a little collage and stuff. But how cool would it have been to have all that already archived and just like you're talking about, having it at the memorial service? That's pretty neat.
Oh yeah, I just want to be able to. It'll be a service where whatever amount it might be, but it's like click, here it is. You'll be able to view it and maybe even be able to edit it to a certain extent. And then view it at the memorial. And then see, a lot of times people will pass away and they can't be at the memorial too, so they'll be able to actually view this at any time around the world.
Uh, what a bunch of awesome concepts that you've got. Not only do you have a great company that's already out there, but what great thought into what's coming next.
We're just beginning. We'll take over the world.
Ah, that's the way to look at it. It sure is.
I just having fun doing it. It's just when you talk to people, I love to just have them tell stories. And I think I come from the generation where it was like you actually had to tell a story to a girl to get her interested in you. It might not be a true story, but it'll be a story.
Price wise, so you had mentioned a couple different plans. Can you let my listeners know what the price plans are?
Sure. For lifetime account and for an event is $119.95, and that is 10 gigabytes of memory. And then if you want to add another 2 gigabytes of memory after that, it's $39.95 for every 2 gigabytes added. And then memorial account is 2 gigabytes, and that's it. Yeah, that's the services right there. And we're like I said with the family reunion or the family tree thing, I'm really trying to figure out how I want to do that because I want to have the whole family and even how to combine things and add things, and that's really got my brain going. But that's our basic prices, and I should remember that's kept forever and ever for the first 1,000 years guarantee. I'll put it that way.
Now, now, now those prices are a one time only.
One time. Yes, yes, that's another thing that irritated me. I've had people tell me these smart VC investors sometimes will say you got to have that as a monthly subscription. It goes, no. What if you had somebody that was 1 year old? They're going to pay for it their whole life, or you have somebody that's 110 and they might have a week to go. And it's just like one time paying. You get the 10 gigabytes. You keep adding to it, add to it, add to it, add to it, year after year after year, and you don't pay on it again.
Now, you had said you can pay extra for 2 gigabytes. Can you keep paying extra? So, say you use the 10, then you use the 2, you need another 2. Can you keep adding on and
Add to
adding
it,
on?
add to it, add to it. Exactly. Yeah, we want to have that capability. And I'm even thinking another one of those things. See, got my brain going again. Some people might have certain things they've produced. It could be filmmakers, musical people, things like that, where they actually might have a huger amount than 10 gigabyte. And we might actually make some kind of deal to where they can store maybe 100 gigabytes at a time or even more for a certain price. But we'll get into that when the time comes. We'll have more of a, I don't know, a Costco concept of more is better.
Somebody like me for podcasting, that would definitely be a great way for me to keep some memories of doing all of the stuff that we're doing right now. Do you think you'd have like, would it be a separate kind of account too? So like we could have a lifetime account and this other, you say Costco kind of account?
Maybe we could, Phil, if we could get sued, we maybe call it the Mega Mama account. There we go. Yeah, it'll be separate. It'll be something that it's kind of like the events accounts. I can have multiple events on my not on my lifetime account, but it's linked over to those events accounts to where I'm into my lifetime account and I reach down, there's my events. I click on that and the different events that I'm actually a participant to, I just click on that. Now I get to go over to that event. So you can maybe do the same thing with the Mega Mama account.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share about MyArkit? Anything in general?
Nothing in general. The biggest thing I think you already touched on was people get those memories of people you love. Give some of those memories and get them now before time passes, before something happens. And you kind of sit there. I wish I would have had more time to just sit them down and just talk to them. Your grandmother, especially the elderly people you love, just get them down and just get some of those memories. Get them now. Figure out what you want to do with them later. Hopefully go to MyArkit, but get those memories now.
Yeah, time is the most valuable thing. We always don't have a lot of time. So really get, like you say, get the memories right now. Get them while you can.
Exactly.
If any of my listeners would like to check you out, what's your website, social media, anything?
Website is MyArkit, MyArkit.com, MyArkit.com. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or X. And they can go to MyArkit, check it out. I like to have people just zip all over the place, check everything out, all the information, and then click that free trial, sign up for it. We don't sell anybody's information because we don't take any information except for, you put your name in now and what passcode you want, and then just try it out. And if there's any questions, you can always hit contact or go into the help section and zip on, click connect to a lifesaver, which is me, and we'll answer any questions you got. And, just some people have, well, where do I start? And it's like eating an elephant. You got to start at one bite at a time. It's, and, well, how do I get this picture from Frank? Or, my husband's on the wall. I said, just take a picture with your phone. It's not the quality of the picture. It's what the story you're going to tell behind the picture.
That's a good point. It's not, the quality is not always important. It's the memory that you have behind it.
Yes.
It has been such a pleasure talking to you today. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed everything that you've had to say about MyArkit. What a great concept that you've come up with. And I look forward to seeing where it goes in the future.
Oh, thanks. Yes. Let's keep hitting that contact, giving me a jingle now and then, and we'll see what happens. I'm always looking to say hey to people, and anybody has any other information or any questions, just go to MyArkit and hit contact and give me an email.
Now, after you start launching all these other ideas that you've got, I definitely want to have you back on and tell everybody, so that way you can tell everybody about all the new adventures that you're coming up with.
Oh, I'll have more by then.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks, everybody. Check out myarkit.com. Make sure you try the free trial. And we shall see everyone soon. Thank you, and everybody have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Conversations Ignite. See you next time.